greatest lie ever told is the lie that keeps a human being in a waiting state for someone to come save them. When we all know and can tell just by looking backwards at the millions upon millions of people who waited for nothing, that nothing or no one is coming. And until you realize this, you are spiritually stuck, because you cannot ever live in or tap into the frequency of love, peace, or your own true power if you're waiting for someone else to come bring you the thing that you've always had within you.
Hi guys, this is TheAdvisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women. Guys, today I'm gonna do a bit of preaching. And since it is Sunday, some of you like a bit of preaching, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. What I mean by that is, normally I would not dwell on one topic for too long. But sometimes when you want to drive home a particular philosophy and a particular truth, sometimes you have to dwell on it so people understand. And the other day I remembered a real life experience that I've had pertaining to the upbringing of children, and where one individual had gone absolutely totally wrong, and how it had actually wrecked the lives of the young ones who were left in their charge. Remember in all my videos that I record pertaining to bad behavior of children, I have always said that bad behavior begins in the home. And this that I'm going to say now, I'm going to be speaking from personal experience. And if you listen to what I'm going to relate to you now, it is something that you might be able to take and use it as the classic case of how children become misguided and then grow up to be plagues and parasites on our society. Now, this incident happened a few years ago, quite a few years ago. This happened when my last son was about 6 years old, probably 5 going 6. He was attending the halfway tree primary school, and I would pick him up every afternoon from school. I was part of the management team for a charity organization, and the head of that charity organization lived off Maxfield Avenue, Fitzgerald Avenue to be precise. And once or twice a week, I would go down there and meet with this gentleman, and we would sit and discuss matters to do with the organization. Normally when I go there, my little boy, he would play on the veranda with 3 other kids. The other 3 kids were about between 5 to 8, somewhere in his age bracket, all 3. Or somewhere between 6 and 8. Their mother occupied, I think the lady who was in charge of them, I think she was the mother of 2 of the kids. All 3 were under her care. They shared the same veranda with the person that I'm visiting. So when I go there, my son would stay out on the veranda and play with the other 3 kids. And of course, I had no problem with that. And of course, this is something that was going on for almost a year. One afternoon, however, my son and I went down there, and my son, as usual, would be on the veranda playing with those 3 other kids. And I heard him say something, use a phrase. And to this blessed day, I don't exactly remember what the phrase is, because it happened when he was 4 years. It happened to him when he was about 6 years old, and he's now 23. So it's quite some time ago. When he used the term or the phrase, I instantly came out of the living room, headed on the veranda, and I said, no, that's not what you're supposed to say. What are you supposed to say? And when I said that, he corrected himself and he said the right word or the right term. I said, okay, yes, well, continue to say that. What happened at that time, was that the other kids were using the other phrase. And even though he knew better, in order to fit in, he was using saying it the way that they were saying it. But I personally, as a father who wanted to bring up my son a certain way, I wasn't having it. Anyway, I went back, finished the discussions with the gentleman, and we left. Probably a week or so later, we went back, and as usual, he stopped on the veranda and was playing with those 3 kids, and I went in the gentleman's living room and was speaking with him, as per usual. But within about 5 minutes or so, I hear the lady call the 3 kids, like she called him name and said, come here. And for the next 45 minutes that I was there on the premises, the kids didn't come out back. At the time, I didn't read anything into it. It was just something that happens. I noticed that the next time I came there, the same thing happened. The kids were on the veranda. Soon after we arrived and he started interacting with them, they were called away. So the third time it happened, like a week or maybe a few days later, I said to the gentleman I was visiting, I said, listen, something seemed to be wrong. I noticed that every time since of late when I come here and my son is on the veranda, she called the kids away. Is something wrong? He noticed it too. So he said to me, yeah, I noticed it too. So here is what now. She and I have a very good relationship. I'm going to ask her. Now, I'm not going to let her know that you said anything to me. I am going to pretend as if I just noticed it on by myself, and I am just curious to know why she did it. That's what he said to me. So I said, okay, that's fine. Now, the gentleman phoned me after that. After I left, I don't remember if it's the same day or the following day, but he called me and he said to me, I spoke to her and she said that she don't want her children to play with my son any longer because me go on like say my picnic better than for her picnic. Now, observe that for a moment. So, because I am bringing up my child to a certain standard, that would get you upset just because I have a higher standard for my child? Now, let me tell you how a progressive parent would think. First of all, they would look into themselves and say, hey, me I got adapt some other man's standards, just like how he's trying to get something higher for his kid. I think I'm going to try to make my child come up to his standard, because his standard must be better. No, she feel that if my child cannot come down to be as yaga as for her picnic, or should I say kids, then there's no need for her child to keep company with mine. In other words, this woman is obviously the dregs of society. She feels that her low standards should be adopted by everybody else, and she begs with people who strive for anything higher. Now, she has condemned her children, or those children under her charge, to a low grade life. These children are going to grow up having been nurtured and incubated in a home, and I use the word home loosely, in a fall cub, in a hog pen like that. How can they ever become useful or fruitful members of society? Guys, the point I'm making is, you see how I always telling us, say, what we see in society now, it begins in the home. Now, of course, as me say, if I was running a country, this is one of the women whose fallopian tubes and their 2 ovaries would have been ripped out. These are people who could never procreate in a country that I live in if I was to have my way. Because anywhere where a person like this is presiding over, that is the incubator for these bane on society. Because you guys tell me now, how can she ever be able to bring up gentlemen and ladies when she no have no standards? How can these kids ever have any standard ever in their life? When the main people who they look up to, the parents, are them kind of creatures, yeah. That no make no sense. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.